I was just going to make this post. Is it saying strategic collaborations plus before I out there before I activate plus your network equals your net worth. That's what I wanted, man. I said strategic collaborations plus your network worth
Am I supposed to click
equals your net
something?
worth. Yeah.
This is your lane, man. Do I need to
Yeah,
click on
yeah,
something?
I think I'm hitting it right. So let me see. You should see us live, brother. I was just checking as I was putting that post on. Looks like I'm live on my page. Did it yeah, I'm live on my page. Did it hit you
It
or
don't.
tag you? It did?
We'll figure it out. Yeah, I'm tagged on it. I'm
Okay,
tagged.
perfect. Go ahead and go live on
Live.
your page, brother.
You live. Mic
Yes,
check.
sir. We in there. I'm gonna go ahead and pull you in, man. I'm super excited. Hey, what's happening? This is Sean Wallace. And before I bring out my special guest, it's a privilege and a pleasure. It's been a long time coming to be able to really, like I just put this post out, really. This is going to be a conversation. But I just posted something that just said strategic collaborations plus your network equals your net worth. And it's so true because, that's one of the biggest things I know I'm going to finish off the year with is collaborations, but doing it in a way where it's making more impact and helping a lot of people. So I'm really excited to bring out it's just, I don't even know what to call you, brother. Mentor, peer, you know what I'm saying? Colleague, at one time client.
Partner, yeah, man. We've been a lot.
Partner.
Folks we got mutual friends. Don't even know we this tight, man.
Yeah, I got a mutual friend. Let you know this time. Let me go ahead and bring him out, man. It's my guy, Mr. Smith. Mr. Damon Smith, man, himself.
Yes, sir.
Expert, multi entrepreneurial. Man, this man's a legend, especially where we come from.
I wouldn't say legend, but hey.
Well,
legacy. So
legacy, creating legacy. I'll say that. Well, your pops is a legend.
Legend, OG.
You got legendary people in your
fact, and we going back because this is I watched him be on this microphone for 30 years, so it's in me. Real talk, man. I know how to do this. I just stayed away from it, but hey, you might have to pull it out. You might be pulling it out of me. Yes, sir.
Hey, I'm pulling it out of myself. To be honest with you, bro, I haven't stepped in front of a mic like this myself, but I think the timing has come. You were like, man, you gonna go presidential style on him? I was like, hey, man, that first appearance.
Yeah.
It's everything. So
I'm voting for you. I'm voting for you.
You gonna vote for me?
Hey, I'm voting. You running for something around here, man.
Yeah, hey, man.
Or you defending me. You might be defending me too. You look like a lawyer. You know what I'm saying? We about to go win this case. Let's go get this. Hey, what we got to do?
we call it wrapping the package. And the reason I do that, man, it's funny. I'll talk to you about that. But yeah, it's just all about that. As we go out here, we have to hold certain appearances and every now and then. I like the colors though. So one of my mentors shared with me, I put the blue on because normally I might have the red on, and you're an excellent salesperson. So I think you appreciate this, right?
Yeah.
So you understand the power of colors, right? So I learned this from my mentor. So I said, when we're getting on here, I said, don't put on the red. I said, because that's closing. Red is for the money. Red is for closing. Red is for I'm coming for the bag. So today we're not here to sell you guys anything. Straight up, I'm telling you because I got the blue on. I'm not here to sell you anything today.
So put me on game because my closing is mostly on the phone. That's that whole colors thing.
That's true.
He disguised. I was able to be anybody on the phone. So that whole upfront person thing. In fact, when we had the live events, I wasn't as good as some of the guys I work with that I ran circles around on the phone. But that's because you could be who you want on the phone. So
right.
But yeah, that's new. Okay, so the red
that makes sense. This is why it's going to be a good conversation. You guys are in for a treat because this man has taught me a lot around sales and self. And like you just said, that's interesting that you bring that to my attention, bro. So I want to share with you other thing I learned from my mentor. Because red is for like power, right? It's going for the money. Pink also, but the difference is red, I'm coming for that bag for real. Pink, I'm coming for the bag, but it's more for donations. I'm running to raise a fund. We're crowdfunding, if you will. So I'm still coming for the bag, but it's not. I won't say aggressive. It's just more a different intention for the bag, right? But then when you get up to like your yellow is more, style. We're just more learning. I want to connect. Blue, we came over here to socialize. So I wanted to party. You want to have fun. So that's why I put the blue on, man. So I learned those colors, brother. But here nor there, man. I wanted to come on here because you definitely opened up some things I guess we want to have this just be organic about. And it's this move. And that's why I wanted to get presidential, bro, because bro, like I've watched you make some really power moves. I think you've helped me in a lot of ways. I've probably helped you in a lot of ways, but I think this timing right now, what I'm seeing you do in this digital space, I was like, dude, it's time. I've been building these funnels and stuff. I'm like, man, this guy over here, because you just said it, you've been behind the scenes. And man, what I've been seeing you've been doing behind these scenes, bro, with this AI, let's have that conversation. I put in the headline, let's have a conversation about AI, business, and like mental health for entrepreneurs. So those are like the categories. So we can go any direction, but I definitely wanted to hit on those because I feel like are in a prime time where we're dealing with all of those as Black men, entrepreneurs,
100%.
and it's just time to share, this value. So I thought we would hop. Well, you suggested it really, so I said, well, I'm
Well,
down.
I think what it is we've had the conversation, man. We've never had a 5 or 10 minute conversation. In fact, when we talk, it goes into hours, and not only business, but mental health and, personal things, and they all run together. And I know for myself, man, if my mind's not right, my body's not right, then my business ain't right. So they kind of all run together. And some of the most successful times that I've had, those things all run in place. So I just think from the conversations we have, I think we got a lot to share, as far as that goes. I'll backtrack though a little bit and I know a lot of your following might not know who I am. And I think this partnership is going to go a long way. So we'll leave a history here for folks that go back to see episode 1, because failure is not an option. I think we do something, it's going to be great. And we have a lot to bring to the table. I think I want to help business owners in a live type of situation as well as you do, people of color. I think the thing that has me interested in the AI world right now is I'm able to bring technology to businesses and operations that might not have those resources, might not know about those resources, might not be able to afford those resources. So we've been taking that heavy lifting off of that for the business consumer. The solopreneur is what I like to call them, which most business owners of color are. I mean, let's face it, right? We don't have the capital to go in and start with the full team or do raises for millions of dollars to start a business. So we definitely, with the technology, I believe it's a cheat code that, I've been able to use way before this was ever called AI or artificial intelligence. And I think I was able to create systems that were artificially intelligent before that was a word. And that was actually with a lot of help from you. So we're kind of going back. That's why you smiling, man. You remember the stuff we put together, man. We was putting together AI and it wasn't even AI, right? So just a little bit about my background in the business world. And I'll just start there because actually it's a book coming out, GED to CEO, that'll go everything else. But just over the last few years, I've been in the telecommunications world, and I created an internet service provider called Rule 4G. And we literally just took cell phones and lines and modems from China, and we created an internet service for rural communities. So I found a niche, a rural market where their internet sucked. They are not fortunate like you and I, where they have access to 100 megabytes per second and so forth. So they were in the old ages. So we created an internet service provider where we're able to buy these lines for like $35 to $50. We brought in modems from China, and then we resold these lines for $150, $200 a month. So the profit margins were amazing. We brought on about 5,000 customers within a year, and then that company was purchased. That acquisition put me on a whole nother level of business. At any time, interrupt me if there's something you want to.
No, you're fine. I'm just checking the comments, man. Go ahead and tell your story, bro. This is awesome.
Yeah, definitely. So during that time, if you want to pull that up too, it's Rule 4G, which we could show that it's no longer our company.
Right.
We sold it for $4.5 million and $2 million in stocks. Unfortunately, the stocks aren't really worth much because they dropped the ball. These guys, they're corporate sharks and know how to move money. And it was amazing to learn from them how they use other people's money to buy businesses and move them around. But they didn't know how to operate a business. So unfortunately, they've down about 600 customers, but that's another story for another day. But with that, I was able to learn from these guys, and I sat at a table with people that looked nothing like me for 6 months to negotiate this deal. And this is the company here, which is no longer mine, but this is the one they purchased. So sitting down with these guys, these corporate sharks, it put me on a level of my confidence of, it's like I told you yesterday, it's the Dion factor, right? Where I learned I can do this my way without having to try to fit in, right? Pull them up.
Right.
Their company is
Okay, yeah. Just let me know if you want me to come off of them, and I'll go wherever you want to go.
No, that's Rule 4G. Pull up MCon International. I want to show you the guys that bought me, that purchased us.
Okay, cool. Oh, the other one I had, Incon. Okay, this one here.
MCon International. Yeah. So these guys they were also in the rural industry. They created a rural internet backpack. So just scroll to the bottom and I'll show you the board, right? Who I was dealing with. So these are all the companies that they purchased, and they had a rural internet service, and they were crashing. So they purchased me for the revenue, right? So sitting down with these guys, mainly Rob Loud and the president, Dale, and it put me on another level of confidence, knowing that we have a lot to bring to the table as well, man. And our ideas and technologies and innovation bring a lot to the table. And we're also the biggest buyer, right? So I didn't have to try to fit in and work with these guys like that anymore. So that went on to a company that we created called Agent Hero, and it's a CRM for real estate agents. So we use that. Let me backtrack a little bit, because I think this would bring you in a little bit here. During that time of Rule 4G, for us to get on those 4,000 customers in that short amount of time, we had a small staff, right? 4 or 5 agents overseas. With the help of you, we created systems and technology that really was on an AI level before AI. We were texting 20,000 people in a day. We had automations that would take those people into funnels based off of their answers. And that's where you came in, and you built a lot of funnels for us based off of that behavior. So that's the difference between automation and AI, right? When we were automating these funnels, if you say yes, we do this. If you say no, we nurture you until you say yes, right? AI took that to another level where we can program and prompt things to do what we want it to do without having to take all those steps, right? So we can say, I want to have a conversation here until this person says this, and then I want some phone to call. I want an agent to call them, and it's really a lot smarter than that. In fact, we'll get into that too. I'll tell you how we got into the AI piece, right? But that helped us scale that business. So it's good to come back around and work with you, because a lot of your innovative ideas that you put on the table allowed us to scale that business from 0 to 4,500 customers as well, from, kind of on the behind the scenes, so to speak. Right. So it's kind of good to come back around and work with you there.
That was one thing, just to throw in there, because I remember that piece. And that's why when I remember, you probably tell that though too as well, when we first started seeing the AI come to the forefront where it was accessible to the main public, if you will, because like you're saying, AI really ain't new per se. And that's what I liked about what you were doing. I watched you grow a business just from text. And when I see you doing that in the workflows that you were doing, that to me was AI, to be honest with you, because I've never seen anybody really controlling a conversation all the way through the sales process, literally through text. That's why I thought it was funny when I was telling you about the tie, because I do remember you closing behind the scenes, like, and never being seen. And that was a skill set that I'm sitting here working on, being in front of people, dealing with objections and all that hands on. And I don't know, it was just interesting watching you do that through an automated fashion like that.
Yeah, definitely. So we're still not even in the AI world yet after I sold that company. And I jumped into creating the same type of systems that were industry specific to help people in those industries, right? So Agent Hero is one of them. We had many industries, but that was for real estate agents. So we did the same type of automations for real estate agents that we did for us, and we packaged that and sold that out. Then one day, man, this is another reason I'm glad this came around. Like 2 years ago. Was that about 2 years ago? At least a year and a half.
Yeah, easy.
You called me and you said, man, I'm learning a little bit about this ChatGPT. And I don't really understand it all the way. But when you figure this out, you're going to kill it. That's what you told me. And I thought that ChatGPT was about, so I'm like, man, I know my grammar's fucked up. Like, you know what I'm saying? It helps you with writing and designing. I'm like, I took offense. Like, man, what are you trying to say? I know, you know what I'm saying? What do you mean? Right? So from that though, man, I sat back and was like, hold on, it's not just about writing. The version that we see, the UI that we see is just about typing and getting answers and so forth, right? But developer in a developer's world, That's the brain behind everything that you're able to create.
100%.
So any AI that you see out there, that's what's called the LLM. It's the language learning model. That's what ChatGPT is. That's what Gemini is. That's the brain behind it. So when that clicked, and I'm like, hold on, man, I could have my own systems created and so forth. And that brought us to where we are now. And that's, Solobot, man, which we worked on for a year and a half. We have a team of developers in Pakistan. I got the best team in the world right now. And the stuff that we're doing is crazy. We're going live this week. And what was amazing about creating it is I took a handful of clients, industry specific, and I built systems for them for no charge, really, to work out the kinks, make it work, from start to finish. And it has a concept of capture, qualify, and close, all done for any small business and entrepreneur, right? And I think tomorrow or the next day, we're going to have your system built and give you a hands-on real life demonstration. Right?
Yeah, man. I'm super excited. I'm super excited to be able to put my funnels, processes, and stuff on top of this AI solo bot. And then, what's really, man, this is super dope. Is being able to, like you were saying it, you're going to help me lift so much load off. I was writing down in my notes that I need 4 things to really run a smooth 7-figure business now. It's really, I like to run it lean and smooth. When what AI can do, you can run a 7-figure business almost with it's almost like a top secret, man, where you don't even really need a lot of overhead, which is cool. This is where it's a winner. But what I like about that is the VA, that appointment setter, just the whole piece where you're able to integrate it and have it know my business. I'm excited about that, man, where it can actually know me and
not only know you. Let me interrupt real quick. Not only know
man,
you, but get smarter, right? 24/7, 7 days a week. And I'm not just talking about one piece of text or a phone or an online avatar, right? Our system now has over 14 AI tools built into it. Those are just some of the pieces that we're able to customize for you. But what I mean by get smarter the whole time is, man, we have AI training AI right now. I was giving you an example yesterday. You were on that phone call with the AI agent, and I was telling you that call will be transcribed, sent over to AI, and it will read through and determine parts that can make that call better and send that back to the prompt for the phone AI. So the next time someone has the same objections that you had, it's going to improve without us ever touching it, without us ever training, without us ever talking to somebody, without us ever arguing with old girl because she's arguing with her baby's daddy on break, who's supposed to be setting the appointments, right? So, it's a whole new world, man. It's a whole new world.
Yeah, that's dope. I'm excited about that. Just about, like you say, learning it. I've been using it behind the scenes, but not this level that you have been. It's more about what you're talking about, more of copy, other elements that's helping me with, sales pages, messaging, things of this nature, but not to this degree where it can really fill in these other behind just business admin type stuff too, as well, which is super cool.
Not only that, but also you and I think the working together here, we're going to be able to allow others to make money by white labeling our product. And I mean, this is AI doing the work for you. So there's never been anything out there like that. And I'm so proud of this product that does the work for you. I mean, just imagine having that platform that's going to filter through, qualify, nurture, call your leads, set appointments, even get to the point of closing them for you, right? And then when it doesn't close them, we have the top closers in the country that will come in and close that business for you. So it's really hands off as far as a side hustle for you to be able to just bring businesses to an opt-in page, not only an opt-in page, a talking opt-in page, a talking website that's going to answer all their questions and get them to opt in. And from there, the magic kicks in and AI does everything for you. So, we're in a new world. AI is scary to a lot of people, man. It's taking jobs. It's replacing jobs. I think IBM just said they canceled 40,000 jobs over the next 2 years because they found a way to replace it with AI.
Wow.
Elon Musk, punk ass, excuse my French.
No, you're good.
He's doing, he's got them robots. Folks don't realize them bots. Them robots are looking like me and you, move, have limbs, and can do anything.
I just seen that, yeah.
Anything at any level. And I just watched a interview with a electrician, and he was talking about how he was slaving, how Elon Musk had him working 80, 90 hours a week to complete the task of getting these bots done. It was for the bots and the trucks, the cyber trucks to come out. And somehow it was just like they were slaving.
Right.
But these bots, they taking over, man. All you Uber drivers, out of here. We already got the self-driving cars coming
As
out.
I seen that, yeah, I seen that where the people were outside, they pulled up, they actually scanned the QR code in the back of the window, opened up the door, they got in, man. It was a glass, looked over there, wasn't nobody over there,
I seen
man.
them 2 years ago at the Super Bowl, bro. They were testing them. They're already coming out. They're in Vegas now. They're in Arizona. I think they're in LA, and they have no drivers. They're here in Atlanta now. Matter of fact, I was out with my lady a couple weeks ago. We were at the Oyster Bar, and we saw one there. And they no driver.
No driver.
Just think of how many Uber drivers, how many dash door folks are eating right now off of that, and AI is about to replace it all. So it's almost a thing like where you incorporate it into what you're doing to take your operations to another level, or you will be working for AI.
Only two sides to it. That's it.
Two sides.
That's really it.
You'll be
Like,
working for a robot.
I mean,
Imagine coming in your body. That motherfucker ain't gonna play either. He gonna be on point. They said Elon Musk got AI drones going through his factories, counting and making sure people are working where they're supposed to. That's the new whip. I'm talking all this shit, and I got a Tesla. I can't. I'm trying to get rid of it though. But this technology is the best. Can't lie.
You really can't, man. I mean, in my legacy keys, one of the things I always like to teach, I was just sharing this with you the other day, is leverage. So you have to either be, so one of the things I always say, you're either going to affect change, be the result or change. What is it? You're going to affect change, be the result of change, but change is inevitable. So here's some more change that's really happening, but leverage. So you have to learn how to just use the new technology because it ain't nothing to really be scared of. I mean, it's just, you gotta know how to use it to where it's benefiting you at this point because it ain't going nowhere.
It's not going anywhere. You just have to educate yourself on, like I did when you shot me, that about ChatGPT, that opened up a whole new game plan and, a whole new way that I was working and trying to do business. So you have to just try to implement it in different ways to save yourself time, because just think of what the big companies are doing, right? I mean, someone like myself, I literally am getting the production of a multi-million-dollar company. I amaze myself sometimes, and I'm real talked of what we're able to accomplish and get done with only 3 people in my upper level of staff. And everything now is starting to become more AI programmed out. So the level of business that we're able to do, imagine what the big guys are going to be able to do. So It's hard for a small to medium-sized business owner to compete with these larger businesses right now. Imagine when that AI is on steroids. So you have to either kind of join it, implement it in your business, or you're going to be working for that robot.
Period. I mean, period. I mean, if you look at it to some degree, it's already happening. It's just becoming more aware of people's current reality. They're already working for it in certain areas,
Yep, 100%. 100%. Oh, yeah. So, I mean, that's kind of where we're going, man. But I'm excited that we're going to be doing this. I think we can get some live business owners on here and help them as well.
I'm really excited about that, bro. Let's talk about that because we talked about the AI. I mean, let's hit the other topics, if you will, just to shift gears just a little bit. You said business owners. Let's hit on entrepreneurship. Maybe we could tie in what that looks like, because what type of business owners do you feel will benefit the most right now from AI based off of because I help, just give my background a little bit because we started off with George, but I'm just saying in general, the reason I got excited about what you have, because I help business owners with the digital side of things, creating digital assets, taking their intellectual property and being able to package it up in a way to help serve more people, and then automating that process, right, with my systems and processes and stuff. And that's, so like you were stating, that's what I was helping you with earlier in the stages. But this AI is taking it to another level. But where do you see AI specifically? What business industry do you see it helping the most right now? Because mine is in that digital space, but this can help any business, really. So who do you think is the most benefactor right now?
Well, my focus is sales, right? I'm sales driven. Sales makes the world go round. AI is influencing every aspect of our life right now. It doesn't matter. I mean, it doesn't matter what it is, construction or whatever you're in, there is AI being built around. I just saw, I think Target bought 10,000 AI manicuring sets to test out in Targets. And they're saying the manicure, it gives you a manicure in 10 minutes, and it's going to 10 times better than any human can possibly do. That's the level they're at. So imagine, look,
crazy, dude. I just went got a manicure. A robot can do that now. Do my
Look, I
fingers?
need one. We gonna be on TV. I mean, we on the thing. I gotta get a manicure now. I'm over here looking like I've been laying bricks all day. But nah, man. So that's where we're going, man. So I just think whatever you're doing, I'm talking to my daughter who's a therapist, and I'm like, she's not really into the AI world yet, and I'm like, hey, we got to find a way, and she's like, well, it's we're not trying to have it replace us. No, that's you and I talked about this, right? And I'm trying to come out with that app for therapists that's going to allow them to not replace them, but it's going to allow them to make more money and have operations done.
Let's talk about that, bro. I thought that was innovative. So
I'm about to spill one of my ideas, man, but it's all right because
I mean, you don't have to. You don't have to. But I thought that was dope.
It's important. It's important, right? We're creating. Solopreneur is creating an app for therapists. So it's not to replace a therapist. It's during those times I need to get myself back in therapy. And when I'm in therapy is when I'm the strongest. But the problem is when I have a therapy session set every Thursday, but Tuesday is the time I need to talk to my therapist. By Thursday, the fire's out, right? And I'm gonna bring it back up, but it doesn't have the same effect. But what if I could instantly have a text conversation with my therapist or even a phone call with my therapist assistant that was programmed to know about how I needed to be handled in that situation, right? That therapist can charge per minute for that. That therapist, that's them using AI to enhance their business, to increase their profits, not to replace them, right? But now take it a step further. So when they have when I have my therapy session on Friday, the therapist has a full presentation of what I've gone through all week, what the AI therapist told me to do, how they told me to handle it. It breaks down a breakdown for them on how they need to handle this. That session is transcribed and her whole notes and everything is set up for the whole next one. So that's where, and that therapist is now out enjoying her, what's the new game, new tennis, the white folks stuff be playing? What's the new game?
Come on. I know you're talking about. It's the old school baggage, right? But it's something.
Yeah, hold on, man. I'm just saying I need to find a way to invest in that.
Okay.
But yeah, so now she's out playing that and she's not doing her paperwork, right? So that's not replacing the therapist. That's giving the therapist another stream of income per minute.
100%. What I liked about that idea, 100%, because when I heard you say that, bro, I was like, this is what I want, because we are in this is where I got this from one of my mentors, man, Joel. And he said that, we're in a level of, we need more. People are looking for humanity in this world of sanity, right? So even though there's AI out here, that what I love about what you said there, bro, is it still gives that human factor because it's not replacing one. You still have to have a level of consciousness, a level of expertise, a level of know-how in your area of expertise, right? And then the AI, which you just explained, is helping you take because if you put shit in, you're gonna get shit out.
Get shit out.
Yep. Get shit out. So if you're that therapist, you got to put some kind of knowledge in to help you with that. So that's why I loved about it. As long as you still have a level of expertise, man, the AI can help you advance that. You can massage it and still make it yours. So you got to know how to leverage it. That's all I'm really saying. It can't replace us. It's never going to replace us.
It's like everybody's scared of that pit bull, but that's still the best dog to ever have as a family, though. You can't be scared of it. You got to embrace it and bring it in and treat it right, and it's going to take care of you. That was a good analogy right there, boy. I'm telling you.
I love that. That was fire. That was fire. Oh, man. But I love that, man. So, yeah, I think anyone can use it. Any other businesses? You gave us a lot of great examples. You just hit on one thing we were just talking about, therapists. Man, shit, that led into the mental health aspect. One thing that really encouraged me, because you said something, again, I didn't like to go crazy depth in it because I'm not a therapist or none of that nature. But the things that we were dealing with, we were talking about just as Black men, entrepreneur, that's really like overlooked. And that's one reason I'm super excited to get on the mic. And it's just to be heard, if you will, just to kind of and yeah, that's really it. Don't really care. I won't say I don't care. It's about being heard and speaking up for men, specifically Black men, on things that we carry in this space that ain't really talked about. It's because I ain't never heard it. You know what I'm saying? A lot. I'm starting to hear a lot more mental health things come up, which is good. And I wasn't aware of mental health, so I started having to deal with it, going through like divorce, depression, shit like that. And then we've learned how to bounce back from that. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead.
We didn't know. You and I were in a generation that we couldn't talk about shit. We weren't able to talk about shit, and we held that shit in, and it made us angry. It made us do things that we're not supposed to do, it's probably a million black men in the penitentiary right now that if they had therapy growing up, they would have been able to handle certain situations better, right? And
100%.
I'm the first to admit it. I'm the first to admit it. I need therapy. I need to get back in therapy right now. It puts me on a whole new level. When my mind's right and my body's right, business always falls right in place too. So you can't play with those things. But with that being said, we're gonna make that app available. We're gonna try to do make it available to black men at no cost as well to help with awareness for mental health with us. Because you're right, man. Black men, I'd say black men entrepreneurs, period. We have a lot on our shoulders that we don't know how to talk about, man. And when you talk about it and learn how to deal with it, not necessarily talking about it, but I think learning how to deal with those situations and learning what's more important with me was learning why I did the things that I do.
That part.
That was mind blowing to me.
That part right there, bro, was like, wait a second, what the hell? What the hell? And you know what I'm saying? Another one was, a lot of stuff was mind blowing for me, but I'll never forget the first time I heard triggers. I was like, what the hell is a trigger?
Man, who
You know what I mean? 'Cause we hear those. I was like, what the hell
I
is
be
that?
saying that shit now. I be saying that shit like, hey, that's a trigger. I'll be like,
And the
oh,
trigger.
man, you
It's
ain't
like,
no
what the hell is
goddamn
that? But when you even when you get past the whole phrase and stuff, and you just really get into understanding how we operate at the end of the day. What's your programming, and you just stated it really was a lot of the stuff that we wasn't able to understand how to express and things as nature, but how that affects you in like all areas of life. You just said that too, business, family, it's so much that I think that's just a level of awareness that's just mind boggling. Regardless of the phrases and terminology, it's just that level of awareness, period.
Yeah, 100%.
Man,
100%.
it's wild. You know what I'm saying? It's
Yeah.
super wild.
It is. It opened up a whole lot of doors for me just for myself and knowing they say another word, right? That we was never knowing nothing about is healing, right? I had to heal.
Healing, yeah. Yeah.
I had to heal.
Man, I mean, the first time I heard that though,
I'm still
too,
healing
we
like a
normally
motherfucker. Let me say,
we
let me put a little a masculinity into that. I'm still healing like a motherfucker. You know what I'm
like a
saying?
motherfucker, right? I could dig it, man. Healing,
Yeah.
man, and just to even know that I was talking to my people, that's an everyday come to realize it's like not every day, it's a lifelong process.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I actually just came from. I have it on my phone, bro. I just came down. Took my daughter to just dropped her off at Morgan State, bro. It was pretty dope. Morgan State over there in Maryland, and so I drove over to Washington just to go up to see the monument, the American History Museum up there in Washington D.C. and check that out real quick, and
Yeah.
drove back while we were up there, bro. That was enlightening. It's been up there what 2.5, I don't know, like maybe 2 years, 3 years, something like that. And when I went through there, bro, and just seen the whole history from 1400s to now, going into detail, we kind of there's so much detail you can go into it. It's crazy. One of the biggest things I would say, though, that was very eye-opening. I don't like to get into politics and all that shit, but this shit is real as hell, man. Because we talking about that damn mental shit, bro. That one thing that was eye-opening, bro, that you realize that human trafficking has been going on since the early 1700s. Fuck that, like that. And that one thing that was very eye-opening though, too, it wasn't necessarily about race. It's just that shit was all about commodity. So niggas and people and shit have been commodities, goddamn, for ever. So it's like once you understand this, that it's all about commerce. That's why we so good at sales, understand this business and everything. At the end of the day, that's what all this shit's about. But my point of that is that I realized that money has caused trauma. Because at the end of the day, we're looking at the black man and shit. We've been trying to get the money, but chasing it and learning how to get it has been a traumatic experience. I'm talking about today's time is traumatic, just trying to live in today's time. But damn, if you look back to where we come from, that's all we're built on too, is being a commodity to making money. So when we talk about it and you really get into it for real, man, listen. And then they wonder why we, like you just said, act the way and do we do. Man, listen. That shit real as hell. So anyways, once you understand all that, it get real around here real quick. Quick.
It get real. I'll make 2 points off of that too. For one, human trafficking really is now it's pimping and hoeing, right? So that's been going on for a long time. So I could see where those numbers would be there because when we think human trafficking, we're thinking you snatched somebody and took them and whatever. But you know, that was what they call it when we was younger, pimping and pandering, right? That's all that is now. But two, what was that other point that you made after that? What you were talking about that?
Oh, that we're a commodity. Well, it wasn't necessarily about a race thing.
So
it wasn't necessarily a race thing. It was that all people was a commodity, man. So it's just that.
Man, we got it easy. Look, we got it easy, man. You and I just talked about before this, man, because we said we was talking about the Black Wall Street shirt, right?
Yeah.
And I was talking about how I live out here by Lake Lanier, and that was the craziest thing to me. I'm only gonna touch on this real quick because this is a whole goddamn show. But Lake Lanier is out here in Beaufort, Georgia, right outside of Beaufort, Georgia, and it's like the Black Wall Street. I think it was in the 1850s that we had all the land out there, and we had all the crop, and it would have been Atlanta before Atlanta as far as Black entrepreneurship. Right. So one day, this white lady said that the Black boy touched her, did something, right? She didn't even give a clear description of this motherfucker. So, bro, they went and lynched him. They flooded the whole town. They sent all these entrepreneurs on the trains and on boats and shit, right? And they took it over. In fact, that ended up being Tyson Chicken, to be honest with you. That land and those chicken farms ended up being all over the country. They started buying more land in the country, but they started here. That ended up being Tyson Chicken. So the point is, can you imagine being an entrepreneur at that time, trying to, run your business, take care of your family, you're thriving, and they just come take it from you, right? That's what I'm saying. It's easy for us, bro. We got AI. And we scared to get out here and go get this money. Come on, man.
I know. That's crazy. I think I think we have it recorded, but it's all good. I had seen the comments. I'm going to check these comments. They said they couldn't hear me, but they personally might have been able to hear you, but it's all good. Can you hear me? You can hear me.
I can hear you. Yep.
That's fine. I'll check this Facebook. I just now seeing it because we've been going in, but if y'all couldn't, we're going to get the recording now. I know we have this. Let me see if you can hear me okay. Yeah, for whatever reason.
Ended out and with something we're going to try to hopefully do it, at least 3 times a week?
We'll get it in again.
Yeah.
What we'll do is we'll put this out on like a replay, because I know we have this recorded, so I'm definitely good on that. But let me check this live though, because they were saying on the Facebook. I just happened to check my phone, had a few viewers in here, but I felt like I heard you okay. Let me see here, but I do want you to repeat that. But see if you hear me on your Facebook. So I just want to see what that might be. I look good over here. My mics are on and everything. I don't see nothing off. Can y'all hear me okay? Yeah,
they never even went on my page. So I didn't do something right.
If not, it's all good, brother. What we're going to do is definitely get the recording out. But let me just double check that so we know what the audio and the tech piece is for future reference. That's all. But let me see here. Are you on your page?
Yeah, but I can't hear it because I got these headphones set up for this.
No, it's all good. Don't have any sound. That is weird, bro. Huh. I don't have no sound. I do hear it here.
Well, yes, sir. Well,
but I didn't mean to throw us off though.
No, we good. We tested it. We tested the water today anyway.
No, this is good, but this is one thing that I did like that I said we would do anyway, is still keep it live and direct. That was one thing we also talked about though too. But here nor there, I think what you were saying is a good intro to what we had going on. And I like what you were saying just on that history piece. This is just to kind of close out with that, to be honest with you. I still like what you were saying about that. This is one of the reasons I wanted to bring all those topics together. You feel what I'm saying?
100%.
Is really just that last one is definitely a little bit heavy. But at the same token, that's another thing that helped us see that was important. That's helping us be able to do what we're doing. Really, we're doing this to create that legacy. That was one thing that I knew was important, for our families. That's one reason we strive together. That's what we see a lot of the stuff that's happening out in these communities and so forth. And I was like, man, we need to start talking about that more too as well, because it's impacting us. It's helping us grow. Like, man, we need to speak more on that too as well, because we're so tech savvy and all that. So I'm just glad that we did mention it and bring it up, because that's one of the components that we did see that was helping us with our growth. So that's why I'm glad we touched on it.
100%. Man, I got to get like you, man, with that technical background and shit, man. That's it, man. That's why you in charge of production. All right.
I got you, and you in charge of automation, man.
I'll find the AI. That's another thing we're gonna talk about as well. We're gonna at least 2 to 3 a day, or every time we talk, we're gonna discuss different AI programs and solutions that can help small to medium-sized business owners.
100%. No, I'm with that. So I'm glad we hopped on here for this cloud. That's what I'm excited about. I'm really pumped up about what you got going on. I'm super. Is it V2? Right? V2?
Oh man, a V2. So if you ain't seen it, go
V2?
to solobot.ai, right?
Yeah.
Solobot.ai. Talk to the avatar and so forth. But we have B2 coming out tomorrow, which is the most realistic. If you've looked on my page, that's the one that the avatar looks just like me. But again, the avatar is just, his job is just to get you to opt in. I think people are thinking a lot that Solobot is all about a talking avatar. It's much more than that. We're customizing solutions for medium-sized businesses, small businesses. We're actually working on 2 big deals right now. One which is a $500 million company in revenue this year, and another company that's an international company in 26 different countries in telecommunications. And we're working on some stuff for those guys. So we're doing things from low level to high level, and we're trying to make it affordable. One of the things I like to do, I'm like Robin Hood, man. I go and rob the technology from the rich, the white collar, and I bring it back to the community.
Been doing that for a minute, bro. I
A
appreciate
minute, man. You better have somebody, man. I've been out here to technology Robin Hood, corporate thug.
I appreciate that ride, man, and bringing it
Yes,
back,
sir.
man. That's why I'm so grateful and thankful, because you did that again, even with myself. You know, you went out and took something. Again, I was just sharing something I do that could be beneficial with you, just because I knew what your capability was, man. I already seen what you were already doing, and man, to see what you've done with that in this short period of time, I just want to, applaud you, man. Give your flowers now,
Oh,
and thank
man.
you
Appreciate you,
for
brother.
coming back with that rope for sure to let me be able to help myself, but also help other people leveraging this technology, bro. So I appreciate everything you're doing, man. Your entrepreneurial movement and solo bot, and excited for what we have to come, brother. So I appreciate you, bro.
Back at you, man. Hey, you've been a big part behind the scenes in a lot of stuff that we've done, just with bouncing ideas off of each other, and different funnels that you put together before folks even knew what funnels were. And I think we've always been ahead of the game as far as technology and bringing stuff to the table that can help innovate, your operations. So I'm excited, man. I'm excited, and we have some huge things coming out with SoloBot. So SoloBot, and then I also do consulting, damonsmith.ai. We do consulting for larger companies. So we're bringing a lot to the table. We're here in Atlanta, but I'm from that Colorado, for every which part of Denver, Colorado, Montbello, Aurora, Eastside, Park Hill.
Yeah, see,
Every
that's why I was
part
calling
of
you a
it. So,
legend, bro.
you know
That's
what
why
I'm saying?
that's
You
why I
can't
said
take
that.
nothing. I live in Atlanta, right? So when I throw up the A, I'm talking about Aurora. They be throwing up the A out here. Talk about Atlanta, I throw it up too, and I'm talking about Aurora.
Talking about Aurora.
Anyways, yeah, for real. So we're gonna collab on that, man. We also have an office opening in Puerto Rico as well. So we'll be out there in that office. I'm gonna have you out there also, man. And we about to get it in. Yes, sir.
Let's
I'm
get it,
excited.
brother.
All
I
right.
appreciate you,
Right on,
Mr.
man. I
Cliff.
appreciate you. Let's get on the line later on this evening.
Sounds good. See you on the next one,
All
bro.
right. Yes.